Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem 854, closest leaf in a binary tree. So before we look into the problem description and some examples and solution for this problem, I just want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for coding interviews and Java interviews, and on my channel there are more than 200 coding solved examples which were previously asked interview questions by big tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Yahoo and many others. And those handpicked problems are to cover the important varieties from coding interview questions such as dynamic programming, graph questions, binary search tree questions, linked list, string related interview questions, BFS, DFS, matrix, 2D grid, optimization problems. So those all these different varieties which is very important from coding interview perspective, you will find a lot of solved examples explained with Java code. So if you are preparing for Java interviews or coding interviews, please subscribe to this channel now. So let's go through the description of closest leaf in a binary tree problem. So given a binary tree where every node has a unique value and target key k, find the value of nearest leaf node to target k in the tree. If there are multiple cases, you should follow these priorities. The leaf node is the left if it is in the left subtree of the node with k. The leaf node is in the right subtree of the node with k, and the leaf node is not in the subtree with node with k. So root represents binary tree with at least one node and at most 1000 nodes. Every node has unique node value in the range of 1 to 10 1000 1 to 1000. There exists node in the given binary tree for which node dot value is equal to k. A node is called leaf if it has no children, right? So for example, they have given us one example here. So this is the binary tree, right? And if k is equal to 1 is given to us, then the closest leaf is 3, right? Because first priority will be given into the left subtree, right? So 3 is on the left side and then 2 is on the right side, right? So 3 will be given priority as you see these conditions, right? So what the condition says, let's go through it once. If there are multiple cases means here 2 and 3 both are equidistant, right? Both are leaves and equidistant to 1. So which should we consider? Then they are saying that we should first consider left, then we should consider the right tree, and if it is present not in left and right subtree, then we should consider the third case that I will discuss with you in the example, right? So let us look into a bigger example that I created a tree with. So this is the tree, and what let's first discuss about these three conditions because that is very important in the implementation perspective, right? So for example, if we are let me just take the color here. So if we are looking at this 7, right, closest leaf for 7, then we will first check the left subtree, right? So 12 is the closest one for this, right, because it is on the left side, right? Now if we are looking, let's say into from this point onward, right, let's say if we are looking for a um, closest leaf for this node 4, right? So closest leaf, the first priority we will give it to the left subtree here, right? And if it's not, if leaf is not found in left subtree, then we will go to the right subtree basically, right? So now we will try to find out in the left subtree. So we will go like this, right, using a DFS, and then we will find 10 as the leaf. So 10 is the closest for 4, right, according to the given conditions, because left subtree we will give priority, then right subtree, and then the third case I will show you what the third case means, right? So let us go back here. So the third case comes when we are trying to find out the closest leaf for node 2, right? So as you can see, there are if for node 2 there are some leaf which are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So these leaves are there if we go on the left subtree or right subtree, right? If we go on to the left subtree, for example, uh, the leaves are 10, 11, 12, 13, right? On the right subtree, if we go for 2 right subtree, right, then you will see 14, 15, 16, 16, 17 are the nodes. But now as you can see that the closest one is not these nodes. Basically the closest one, if you go like this 1 and then 3, only 2 steps you are taking to reach here, right? So this is the closest leaf node for 2, right? If we want to reach to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 or 17, we have to take 3 steps, right, each. So why 3 steps? You can see, right, this is one step, then this is second step, and this is third step, right? So always we are taking 3 steps basically for reaching any of these nodes, right? So we have to find the closest one. So this is the third case that they are saying here, right? The leaf is not in the subtree of the node, right? So it's not in the subtree, so you have to go to the root of the 2 and then you have to find out on the other side basically, right? So this is the third case. So now we are clear with the problem, right? So we have to find out the closest leaf for the given node. So leaf may exist on the left side of the node, it can exist on the right side, or it can exist outside, right? Outside of the subtrees like this basically, right? So to solve this problem, first what we will do is we will, let's say our target node is given as 2, right? Let's say for example, let's consider this tree and target node is given as 2. So we will first do DFS starting from the root, and we will try to find out the target node. So target node we can find in the DFS, right? And we will just store that value of the node. So for example, I'll just show you implementation also at the same time so you will be aware. So I just created a tree node called as target, and we will populate this we will find the target node by using DFS starting from the root, and we will populate that target node target here, right? So I will show you the more code details, but this is what first we will do. And during the DFS that we are going to be doing, right, from the root, we will also create a node parent map, right? Node parent map, what does it mean? So for each node we will capture the value as its parent, right? For example, 1 does not have any parent, so we will keep null. 2's parent is 1, right? So we will have 2 is the key, 1 is the value, 3 is the key, 1 is the value, right? Like this. For example, 9 is the key here, 9 is the key here, so parent is 5, right? So 9 parent is 5. I did not write the whole thing because after 9 there will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, but now space is limited, so I just wrote until 9, right? So this map we will prepare into our during our DFS operation, and then once this map is prepared, then when we are trying to find out closest leaf, what we will do is we will first try to go on the left side of 2, then right side of 2, right? And at the same time we will do at that time we will do BFS, right? BFS and queue basically. So now we will create a queue for that, and we will add this value into the queue, right? Queue we will create. So let's say we have let's just assume that this is our queue here. So we will put this value 2, then 4, then 5, right? 2, then 4, then 5, and after that we will also put the parent of 2, right? Parent of 2 is 1, so why we put 1 here, right? Now 2 is out. At that time we put all these value, right, left, right, and the parent of 1. So after that when we do the BFS, right, we will take out 4, 5 and 1, and we will put their left and right side. So we will put 6, 7, and for 5, 8, 9, and for 1 we will put 3, right? It's a right child, so we will put only 3, not 2, because 2 is visited already. We will keep one set where we will hold all the visited nodes, so we don't want to revisit it, we already have visited it once. So let's just put it into the queue just to so you will understand. 6, 7, 8, 9 we put, right? So we put 6, 7, 8, 9, because, and when we are putting, we are also checking if they are not the leaves, right? And here when we are trying to put 3 here, when we are trying to put 3, we did not even yet put it, right? At that time we know that we already found a leaf, right? So we will just return that as our answer because we have already reached a leaf. And since it is a BFS, it will find the closest leaf because it's a BFS, always finds closest one. So 3 will be the answer for this tree basically when we are having target node 2, right? So this is how we are going to do the implementation. So I will show you the implementation code now. So it's always easy to understand after the example, right? So first I created a map which is called as this is a hash map of tree node, right? And we are doing a DFS starting from the root. So we just passed a root, then let me show you the DFS function. So this is the root, then parent is null in the beginning, right? Because root does not have any parent. Then we passed a map and we passed a k here, right? So um, this is our base condition. If root is equal to null, we will return, right, in DFS. Otherwise, if parent is not equal to null, then we will put map root comma parent, right, because we are creating this map, right? This map we are creating in the DFS node parent map. And then if root dot value is equal to k, then we found our target, right? So we will just assign target is equal to root basically, right? This target we just kept it outside so it can be accessible from all other methods also, right? So that's why we kept it outside. So now here our target gets populated when the value matches. For example, when value 2 matches, right, in this case value 2 matches, then our target get populated because our target is 2. And after that, if it's not matching, then we have to go on left side and on the right side of the node, right? So because that is how the DFS works, right? So root dot left, root dot right, again we are passing root, map and k at both places. So once the DFS is done here, right, the first thing we do is the DFS. So our target will be populated and our map is also populated, right, at that time. So if target is not populated, then we will just return -1, means it does not exist in the given tree. For example, if target is given as 20, then if target is given as 20, 20 does not exist in this given tree, right? So we'll just return -1 in this case. So that's what we are doing. Then we will create a queue here uh, of tree nodes, and then hash set, because we wanted to keep the nodes that we are visited, right? So we will create a hash set of integers, and then we will offer the target node first. This target node we will offer into the queue, right, as you can see. So target node we are offering to the queue, and then we are adding it to the visited set because we have already visited that target value k, right? K is equal to 2 in this case. So after that, this is the place where our BFS starts, right? BFS starts here. So it actually takes out the first value from the queue, right? Queue dot poll, and then it will first first it will check if the current node that we are polling from the queue, it is a leaf or not, right? If it is a leaf, then we already found a leaf, then we will just return the value here, right? Leaf dot value, leaves current nodes dot value. If it is not a leaf, then we have to go to the left side first, right? So we are doing current dot left is not null and it's not visited already, then we will just offer that current dot left to the queue and we will add it to our visited set here, right? If that is not the case, then we will go, after that we will go on the right side, right? Because that is what is our conditions. As let me show you. So this is the conditions, right? So first we will go to the left subtree, then we will go to the right subtree, and if it's not in the subtree, we have to check into the, we have to take care using the parent also in that case, right? So that's what we are doing here. So now we checked the left side, then we are going on to the right subtree basically of the current node, right? And we are offering that right node into the queue, and we are also adding it into visited set, right? And now once this is done, we have to also add the parent of 2, right? Parent of 2 we have to take. So we are doing, if map contains current, right? So current is 1 basically, so 1 is there. So if it is contains 1 and it's not visited, then we will put that into the queue, right? And we will add it into the visited set. So 1 will be added to the queue, right, because it's a parent. And then next time when we are going, then we will again go to the left side, like 4's left, which is 6 7, then here 8 9, right? And then we will go to the right side here. Left side is already visited, so we cannot revisit that, right? So we'll go to the right side, and 3 is actually leaf node, so we'll just return 3 as the answer, right? So that is how the implementation looks like here, and at the end, otherwise if we don't find anything, we will return -1. If we find the closest leaf here, we will return that current value here, right? And this is a BFS, so it will always finds the closest one, right? Because it's a BFS, that is how the BFS works. So this is how you can solve closest leaf in a binary tree problem. So let us take the current example that we discussed. It's a big one that I created for you, this big example, right? So let us just go ahead and let me just take out some of the colors, so it will be easy for you to again see this tree, because it's a lot of colors are there now. So okay, so now we will just take our first test case, which is 2, right? So we'll run it. So 2 closest is 3, right? So let's see. So we are getting 3 as the answer, which is correct. Now let's take another test case where we are putting 7 here. So if it is 7, right, 7, then the closest will be 12, because left is the priority, right, and then right. So 12 is the closest. So let's run this one again. So as you can see, 12 is coming, so which is correct. If we take 4 instead of 2, right, if we take 4, then the 10 should be the answer, right? So let's just run this test case as well. So let's put 4 here and run the test. So we are getting 10, which is correct answer, right? Because left side we will always check first. 2 we already checked, right? 2 will give us 3 as the closest answer. So let's just rerun this. So 3 is the closest node we are getting for 2, right? Because as you can see, 1 2 steps, other nodes will take 1 2 3 steps, right? So 2 is closest one. So we can just go ahead and we can submit this solution. So our solution got accepted, and it is 98.60% faster than other submissions, which is very good. So this is the way you can solve closest leaf in binary tree problem with the help of DFS and BFS. So DFS we use to find out the target node and to prepare the map, right, parent child map, and BFS we use to find out the closest leaf after that, right? So that is the approach we used. We used the queue for BFS, and we use HashSet to keep track of the visited nodes that we already visited, right? So we don't want to revisit them again. So this is Amazon interview question, which is important interview question. So please make sure you understand the question and practice the coding also for this question. If you haven't already looked into my channel's LeetCode and LeanCode playlist, then please go through it now. It has over 200 solved examples, which are from different varieties. That includes dynamic programming, graph problems, binary search tree, binary search related interview questions, coding questions for linked list string, as well as BFS, DFS, matrix, 2D grids, optimization problems, as well as different telephonic interview questions for Java interviews. So if you are preparing for coding interviews, please subscribe to this channel. If you find this video helpful, and if you like the way it's explained and shown, then please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Also, your subscription is really important to us, because that is the way the video can reach to more people. They can also watch these videos and understand and how to solve the coding problems and how to approach those different variety of problems. They can also learn from these videos. So please subscribe to the channel, and if you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching this video.